speaking about where we last left off, we'll just kind of start from there. Who remembers what we were doing outside of large snail-looking thing?
I remember there was we had a statue outside the doors that we kind of avoided. We went and looked into or reached into one of these wells and got something.
Yes, Raz grabbed something out of the eastern well.
Yeah, and then didn't we have a slip on these stairs?
Yes, somebody slipped down and almost fell into the moat. And again, we are looking at the moat. You guys realize that it's 10 feet there, a moat 10 feet around the edge of this room, or at least you think it's around the edge of the room, that goes down roughly 12 feet deep. But the center squares, where Corin is currently ducked behind this brazier, is 2 feet deep. And navigating in these squares does require 3-to-1 movement. And whenever you do an action, you do have to do, and I don't think we got to that, but I don't know if we spelled it out, but I think whenever you do an action, say fight, you have to make you have to succeed on a DC 10 dexterity save or fall prone. May not have needed to tell you that directly, but I'm going to anyway. Raz, do you remember what you pulled out of the well?
I do not. Some kind of pendant or something?
It was some form of, it was an amulet with that, I think we discovered it, where we said it was chrysoprase and something else. It had some sort of text written on it that nobody could decipher. And we still have Thongrim strapped in some sort of reverse baby papoose on Siona's back. And we have one dancing light that has been moved close to this large snail-like figure who, on its last thing, started talking towards Corin. And then when we ended it, we were trying to figure out the not the telepathy thing, but the communication from the Great Old One, and I think we landed on that Raz's ability would be able to speak to an intelligent creature through some sort of means, but not be able to understand them on the way back. Is that how I understand it?
Correct.
Okay. So, and just to follow everything else up, yes, you did. There was that statue that is marked by the star with the circle over here. That did have the lopsided eye, and that's about it. So, with that, I believe Raz was up trying to figure out what was happening after Corin ducked down behind this brazier. So, from your vantage point, you see that the snail is, he's talking in some sort of unrecognizable language, but he is clearly an intelligent being. So I will leave it to you.
I will dip into the area of my brain that's being manipulated by some eldritch being, and convert his words into my own and communicate to the snail and say, we wish safe passage across this channel. That is all. We mean no harm.
Okay. Roll me a Got a persuasion, please.
So I guess you don't need guidance.
I'll take it next time.
Holy smokes, man. Wow. So you see, as you finish speaking these words, the snail, from you can't really. I'm trying to think who's got line of sight on this guy. Corin can see, and Eldon might be able to see, but from okay, out of game. What that is?
Fancy stuff.
Ah, okay. All right, so Corin can see that the snail kind of through his kind of blustering kind of speech, he shakes his head and tries like he's hearing something, and you hear echoing through the chambers. Honey, oh no, who was it? Honey, to get a kid to us all. So what do you make of that?
Not much. Does he make any sort of physical movement?
Corin would have seen that from as much as a snail can move, his head was kind of doing this whole if you could imagine Stevie Wonder playing the piano as he gets into his groove, that kind of head bobbing, the antennae are but more of a kind of a what's this going on in my head? You would perceive that type of he would have perceived that type of motion out of it. Not necessarily an aggressive stance. I would say based on Corin's perception, you would say this thing looks a little confused.
If he doesn't seem ready, I'm just going to walk slowly towards the channel in the middle. Give a little wave. Say again, yes, this is me.
Okay. So he moves west around, trying to peer at you guys, and you see him. He elongates his head around the pillar and looks at you. And as he's staring down at the bard, and you said you were waving at him?
Yeah, no weapons drawn, no other gesture.
As he nods his head and kind of, what you would imagine him kind of squinting his eyes on his stalks, in your general direction, kind of amazed that you're able to speak to him. And as he trails off, it seems like he's stopped in mid-speech, almost like he's asked you a question.
I'm sorry I don't understand you, but we only wish safe passage across this channel. We mean no harm. The air here is very dangerous for us, and we need to go with haste. So please allow us to move through. Thank you.
Okay, roll me another persuasion check.
I'm going to move down next to the water's edge.
These are some... God, man. Is that a plus 11 to your persuasion?
Yep.
Wow, that is amazing. Snail, endete cose te hotel. And he motions down to the brazier. And again, not aggressively, almost like he believes you, but he's motioning towards the brazier. There's
something burnable in that brazier? Or is it brazier burning right now, or is it out?
It's out. And again, these things are they are corroded bronze. Let's see, make sure that I'm not missing anything, but I don't think there's anything actively burning in it. I'm going to say there's nothing burning in it. Whether or not there's anything burnable in it, I would say with the gas and the all this, if there's anything, it's probably not going to burn very well. But he continues to look at you and kind of motioning towards the brazier, like is, that's what you see him doing.
Well, I don't know. Maybe he wants a sacrifice or something. I don't know. Hey, Eldon.
It's a little deep here.
Gnomes aren't known for swimming, are they?
Is there anything like symbols or items in the brazier?
No, there are no symbols. Mm-mm. If Corin were to look into it, it would seem like it's fairly empty. Then maybe something had been, maybe had been burnt there before, but there also seemed to be like little glints of, leftover. I'm not going to say that there's like gold or anything, but you could see some remnants of some other broken pieces of chains, not like big chains, but like fine jewelry chains and such.
Does manure burn?
It does.
Someone had a bag of manure, right?
Yes. Like me to fill that brazier up and try to light it?
Maybe. How's that sound as an idea?
I mean, I don't know if it should work, unless that gas, keeps it happening.
Raz, roll me an insight check.
Is his bag of manure like wet manure, or is it like cow chips?
At this point, since he did take a splash into the water, it might be wet.
Well, no, it doesn't.
Because like wet manure, I don't think it's gonna burn.
It's like a bag. It feels like a bag of holding. And nothing. You can't get inside.
Because it's endless, right?
Yeah. Otherwise it'd absorb all the water in this room.
Chris, join me over in the DM channel.
Uh-oh.
Hey, all right. So the insight you get, and I'm gonna let you figure out how you want to role play this. But you get the feeling that this is a very proud being, based on the connotations and the inflections from this booming voice. You don't really understand it, but you get the sense that he's a very proud being. And so you might want to keep that in mind when maybe steering the group away, or in dealing with this person. How would you deal with somebody who is overly, proud, maybe borderline pompous? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so. No context about why he's proud or what he's proud of, just that he is not. So is he boastful, or is he just proud?
Boastful would be a good way of putting it. Since you guys can't hear what he's saying, you can't really That's it's kind of hard to get that. It's kind of hard to give that context. But that's why I was trying to, I think this insight, you being charismatic and being the people person that Raziel is, I think he would be able to understand that, yes, this is a boastful being, a proud, somebody who might be easily offended. Something along that lines.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Any other questions or thoughts on that?
Nope.
All right, then let's get back to it.
Maybe the DM has an extra icon.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
What's that?
If you right-click on a token, like if you select it and then right-click, do you get just that normal gear add icon to it menu, or is there a extended menu? More options.
When I click the gear, I get an edit tokens.
Not the gear, just the token itself.
When I right click on it, I have the gear. I have a button that'll allow me to add little status icons to a token, and then I can add a turn, edit, delete, copy, paste, undo, move it to and from layers, and a couple other things.
Is there a macro option?
No, the only macro option I see, I think, is on the big gear on the far right hand of Roll20. And maybe there could be one under the character sheet, maybe. What are you looking for?
One of the things, that little thing I posted supposed to let you do is select multiple tokens at once, right click on it and run one and back row on all of them at once. Like select all the tokens in the map and roll initiative for all of them.
Huh.
I can't figure out where that menu's at.
Yeah, that I don't know. I mean, maybe if we grouped them and we could try it.
Well, I mean, I can't right click and do it, so that might be a GM only thing.
Yeah, it's not obvious to me if it is.
Anyway, we can look at that after the game. There's
Okay.
some fancy features in there.
Alrighty. So, we were discussing the idea of filling the brazier with manure, wet and or chips, and trying to light it on fire. That's the last I heard.
Yeah, we have not changed that yet. Or come up with any better ideas.
And we're also determine if a dwarf would float.
They're pretty dense.
Something about this thing, it irks me the wrong way. He seems he seems proud of something or himself, maybe even almost borderline arrogant. I don't know what he could be proud of, if it's this brazier, if it's where he lives, or if he's just really not too humble about himself. I'm not sure, but I think we should tread very carefully around this one.
So do you want me to light a fire, or we want to all just get in the water and bow down before him?
I think I would sink.
How tall is Eldon again?
3 feet something.
Okay, so even when you're in the shallowest water, you're still going to be...
Yeah.
Yeah, got it.
I'm sitting at the edge going, this is, it's going to be difficult for me to do anything once I'm in the water. So once I'm in, I'm committed to probably getting to the other side.
Well, I was trying to debate which of those options sounded better, but now I'm starting to think we should
Do both.
maybe we just light a fire and say our prayer.
All right, well, I'm going to
I have a torch.
I'm going to just start pulling manure out with Mage Hand and dumping it in that brazier until I have a nice little pile of it. I'm not going to light it yet till we decide, but I'm going to go ahead and just get some in there. Do we have any other thoughts? Should I do this?
You can see he's peering and craning his neck, getting a look
Maybe
at what
he's
you're
hungry
doing.
too. Weren't those other things hungry?
It's not a brazier, it's a food bowl.
He cuts his one tentacle sharply towards Eldon.
Uh-huh.
Do you want some beef jerky?
He peers up towards you.
I hold it out.
Now let's see here. You see him sniffing towards it as he squeezes through here and is making his way closer to Raz and peers down at him. Looking at Raz like with another questioning glance.
I say, it is the food of our people. You're welcome to enjoy.
It's like he's motioning her forward.
I go forward with the jerky.
And so, yeah, where are you?
He's strapped.
Oh, sorry, I'm folding clothes. I am. Where's the snail? Okay. How deep is right there? Like, I don't want to go past my thighs or knees, I guess.
Okay, well that's 12 feet deep.
First
Oh, well, Jesus.
Yeah, if you move that far, because I think what it's an immediate like.
Well, then I go to the
sploosh.
stairs.
Okay.
Ignore that.
I was thinking it was more gradual.
No, it's like sploosh.
Yeah, I thought it was more gradual too.
No,
We talked about shallows last time.
well, no, the shallows begin. Hold on, the shallows begin on that square around the middle.
So it goes deep and then shallow?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you have, let's see. Can you draw a shape? Oh, that's not a shape. How do I get rid of that?
I don't know how you get rid of that. I figured it out.
Oh, yeah, I was like, well, how do I select it once I was trying to draw, like, a line around your mode that would tell you where the mode is.
Oh, yeah.
Like a square that would... Yeah, that's what I thought you had described before.
Yeah, but inside the square is 2 feet deep of water. Outside the square is 12 feet.
So, walking down these stairs, do the stairs go all the way to the bottom of the...
No.
Okay, so they just drop.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe toss a piece of jerky to Raz.
Sure.
Okay.
So. Wait, where's. Okay, I toss the jerky to Rev.
All right, and we're going to assume that you've got a pretty high dexterity, right? Raz?
Yep.
Yeah, so we're just going to assume you were able to catch that, and you can. What do you do with it now that you have it?
I take it in one hand, and I present it slowly in front of the slot.
Okay. And are you going to tell him anything else?
Well, I assume that this was happening right after.
Oh
I
wait,
said
isn't jerky salted? Wouldn't that be bad? Snail?
Hey, we don't need to tell him that.
Is the jerky salted?
I wouldn't have thought about it. I'm already presenting it.
Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just dried out. It's non-salted, unsalted, dried out jerky.
What? So the question is
It's just plain travel fare.
what would Thongrim have done with this jerky? That's the real question here. So we're going to say dried jerky. So Raz holds this up in the middle of the conversation of saying, after he says this is the food of our people, and the snail reaches down with his noodly appendage and kind of gently sniffs at it, and let's see, I don't know how do snails eat. I don't know how snails eat. He reaches out with his pseudopod, like I said, his noodly appendage, and takes a grasp of it and begins to munch on it, dissolve it, whatever his feeding way is. And and he swings back and looks at Raz. Masnina hurana sikinaraso. Hunade kosa te kotel. Oh. He makes what sounds like a laugh.
Could you say that again, please?
No senile otosenete. Sota te cose sote to coeto. Think you got the gist of it?
Yeah, something. Ave Maria et Filiae Sanctum.
And then he hits himself in the face with a book.
Domine Eis Requie. Slap. Yep. I caught all that. I'll just kind of look at him and smile and nod my head.
So he continues to look at you somewhat expectantly, although with an air of impatience. And he cocks one eye. It's like he has one antenna stalk looking at you, and the other one kind of points towards Corin's direction, eyeing him with, as he's loading more of this poop into this brazier. And he, cocks his head. Hannes, honeshum, see, dulineso.
Well, we were thinking about lighting the fire for you. If you would enjoy that, just say the word, and it will be done.
He looks back at you.
Almighty One.
I see. Te. Cuse te coeto. I see. He seems to have taken kindly to your praise.
I think we should light the fire.
Okay, then I pull a candle out, prestidigitation to light it, and then hold it to the manure until hopefully it lights. With mage hand, of course.
Okay, so let's. All right, so you're trying to light it there. Roll me. What would this be? Something. What would you use to light something on fire? Dex? Athletics?
Magic.
No, I know magic. So let's say magic. Let's say wisdom. All right. So roll me a straight wisdom check, and the DC is going to be.
You don't tell me those things.
Yeah, it's the DC is going to be let's say 14.
Well, that's a fail.
So you've managed to sit there, and the sparks are sitting over the manure. Then it sparks in the air, which gets the snail's attention, but nothing else happens to the the poop. And it seems as though the gas may have not reacted poorly, but seemed to hinder this action somewhat.
Well, I will keep the candle there until it lights on fire.
All right. So give me one more shot at it. And so the snail looks at you, Corin, expectantly and almost indignantly, like he's realizing you're trying to set poop on fire in his lair, and he reaches out with his pseudopod towards the candle and makes a strike at the candle.
I don't think he likes that. I mean, it's burning poop.
No, it's not burning. That's the problem.
It's still poop.
Manure is a very well-known thing to make fires out of.
All right, do you have a video of what a snail looks like when it poops? Maybe it's not familiar. So it's going to squeeze by here and going to kind of sit in between the two of you, and it's going to start it's kind of lording over Corin.
Alright, I snuff the candle out. And slowly back away from the brazier.
He turns around expectantly and looking somewhat back at Raz, who he has identified as being, as the one who can speak to him, and looks at him with this, you get this again, the insight that he's like, "What are you playing at?" And this might be one of your last opportunities to figure out what's going on, because he does seem irritated at this point.
Guys, do we want that thing on fire?
I think it's more about what the snail wants.
Do we think the snail wants the brazier to be lit on fire?
He just handle, so
He just tried to stop you.
Well, I failed to set it on fire. Because I can try other things that are flammable.
Yeah, let's try other things.
Okay, while he's not looking at me, I'm going to pull a vial of oil out of my bag mage hand it over to there and pour it on everything.
As
Great.
Corin starts fiddling in his bag, I will do the initial stages of the burlesque show dance that I used to do before I started my tumbling and rapier act.
You're tumbling and raping?
Rapier, fencing.
You cut off at the wrong time.
Okay, so
As soon as the oil's poured out, prestidigitate the candle back up and drop it in the oil.
all right. So while Raz is doing this, and you know what? Let's get a performance check.
I'm also going to throw up my mouth a little bit.
Raz, let's see how well of a dance you do. Quite outstanding. Could you describe how this dance works, please?
It's just a series of rolls and back handsprings and pirouettes and fencing, but without my sword. Just hands thrusting.
That's impressive in 3 feet of water.
I know. It's that, and the burlesque aspect of it is equally enamoring. So, let's see here. And you can see the snail is looking at you, and just you think of it as this facial expression as an awe. He cocks back and he kind of moves back a little bit in the water, but he can't seem to take his eye stalks off of you as this movement is happening.
What was that?
This performance may be slightly based off a true story.
I was kind of hoping there would be a follow-up story at some point to this. So he's doing this. So Corin, the oil is poured out, and while the dance is happening here, which I'm going to need you at the end of the dance to roll me a dexterity saving throw, Raz. So at what point is the fire or the candle being dropped?
Whenever, get the oil out, then candle out. As soon as I'm done pouring oil, light the candle and get it in.
All right. So as Raz finishes his tumbling again in the 2 feet of water, he makes this grand finale of this, he makes his final landing, kind of this ta-da type moment I'm envisioning, and if you have a different idea of how this ends, I'm all ears. So you do this, and as soon as you make your final landing, the candle drops and the oil lights on fire, and the snail whips back at this and goes, yes, no, it's enough. To try to bat the fire out. Singeing his pseudopod, and screams out in anger. And with that, turns around and faces Corin, which takes us. What's that?
Man, I don't know what happened. Look, I was over here.
He's an intelligent creature, so it looks like he's put 2 and 2 together, seeing as what you were doing the last time. So this would take us into initiative.
You can delete that 18 of
Yeah.
Siona in there. I was me testing something.
No, that's fine.
She can't roll that high.
And Raz, before all that, roll me a dexterity saving throw. DC 10. And you stuck the landing.
I cannot roll that high.
No, you absolutely cannot.
So while they're rolling initiative, I went and loaded my own roll 20 up, and with that plugin installed, I can right-click on tokens and say run macro.
Okay.
So you can select all the tokens on the screen, right-click, and say run initiative macro.
It also may be I'm just a GM, but I'm not the game owner. So there's.
When I did my own game, I had those menu options, like the edit menu and move layer.
All right. Well,
But I did it in IE and did not have the plugin installed, so I did not have the macro thing. Macro thing only showed up when I was in Chrome as GM.
Okay. All right. So, Corin, Eldon, Te Kuzatekoto, Siona. Oh, wait. You didn't have your token clicked. All right. Alrighty. So, he looks at Corin, and it looks like he's about to reach out. So, Corin, you're going to be first up, but give me 1 second. I've got to go close the door here.
Okay.
All right. Corin, you are up. Raz, you're on deck, followed by Eldon.
Okay, I am going to why am I not actually on a tile? Are these tiles not lined up with the?
Some of it is, some of it's not. I think if you shift click, it'll tell you. You can move it to a particular one. It's either shift or alt. Yeah, the map is a little off center.
Okay, so the inside the red square is 2 per movement, and outside is 3?
No, inside is 3, outside is swimming.
Okay, hold on 1 second while I look up my swim speed.
And when you make an action to attack, you do have to do a dexterity saving throw, DC 10, or otherwise you fall prone.
Turns out your swim speed is just difficult terrain. Okay.
Works for me.
You said DC 10 dex save for what? Just the deep water?
No, when you're in the shallow water, in order to, if you're going to make an action, you have to do that. Let me make sure that I'm reading that correctly.
I'm guessing you probably can't do a short bow from the deep water.
Yeah, I'm guessing that if you're swimming, you can't take that is your action, right?
I mean, you can still stab things, but short bow probably ain't gonna work very well.
I would think
not without me drowning.
Yeah, I think it would be very difficult. So when you were in the water, it would be a 3 feet speed for every 1 foot traveled, and any sudden actions, including those necessary for combat, or if you try to take a dash action, you must first succeed on a DC 10 Dex throw.
Okay, I am going to. I mean, I'm guessing he's looking at me like he's aggressive.
I would think that's a safe assumption. Now, remember, he is glowing with a dim light that's 20 feet around him, so you should be able to see him.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not just stabbing. outside of initiative that I'm not stabbing somebody for nothing. But plus, I guess the brazier's on fire.
Yeah, now the brazier is gonna, I mean, the gas is again, all permeating through here, so it is preventing a lot of light from that happening. So, this fire, where it would probably be casting out, what, you'd say 20, 30 feet of light, would be like a 15-foot dim light.
So the gas is not flammable?
It is shown to be hindering fire and light and all this stuff. It makes a lot of visual things very difficult.
Okay, so I'm going to, in light of this aggression, just stab him with my rapier and miss, I'm sure.
Let's see here. First, DC, do the dex save. Alright, so you have fallen prone. So, I have forgotten what that does.
I mean, right now,
Shouldn't do, since you're connected to him, shouldn't do anything.
no.
Your attacks have
still
your attacks have disadvantage.
Yeah, but my attack happens first.
No. If you try to fight while in the room, you must first succeed on the on this dexterity saving throw.
Okay, well, it doesn't matter. My 13 was the lower of the two numbers.
No, I'm with you. I'm just order them. So you are prone. You're that. Blah blah. So yes, 13 does hit though.
So that is 22 points of piercing.
Is he flanked right now, by the way?
I don't think so.
It's weird with big characters, but I don't know.
Sorry, I shifted the map accidentally. I see Raz on that square, and I would think that in order to be flanked, he would have to be on that square.
Yeah, I'm not sure how it works, but I don't need it because I hit him. So,
right, yeah.
I know.
Yeah, it's
and I'm about to move, so.
Well, I was just wondering if it would I know it didn't matter, but in terms of whether it would negate disadvantage in those things. So.
Okay.
So 22 points of damage.
Yep.
And one. Let me look up something.
He turned and looked at you, and you still got a sneak attack on him?
Because you're adjacent.
Yeah.
Or Alden's adjacent.
Raz
is.
Yeah, somebody is on. Okay, so it looks like. Okay, here's the weirdness. I don't know how movement modifiers stack in D&D. While prone, which I guess that means I'm floating on my face in the water.
Yeah, you're kind of underwater at the moment.
But prone is 2 feet per style versus. So now I'm swimming.
For this, we're still going to go with the 3-to-1. I'm not going to stack it. We're just going to go with.
No, okay. Yeah. Is it 3 because the floor is slippery?
Yes. And plus, there's
why
2
was
feet.
it?
Well, I mean, that's what the book says. But I mean, it's covered in 2 feet of water, and we're going to say with all the slime and everything.
2 feet. I thought it was 3 feet. So 2 feet. That's
it is 3 feet to 1 foot. That is
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am then going to bonus action disengage.
Okay.
And move. So they're moving down. That's into the deep water. That's only 2 feet per movement.
Yes, but
so
you're still prone. Did you stand up?
Nope, I'm prone.
Okay.
So prone just makes it difficult terrain. Same movement speed. So now I am swimming in the deep water, and I can move 3 squares. I'm going to move to right there and end my turn.
All right. I'm good with that. All right, Raz, you are up. Eldon, you are on deck.
I will move. Well, yeah, I need to. I will move up 2 spaces towards that.
Okay, are you disengaging or?
No.
Okay. So he's going to attempt to smack you with that.
Miss.
That is a miss. Oh, I have your AC at 14. What's different?
I got studded leather recently.
All right, that takes you to 15.
Just like mine.
That's right. Yeah, you got it from the vampire guy. That's right. Cool. All right, miss. And my notes are updated.
I will toss up the sign of the horns, inflicting hex on him, and let's say disadvantage on strength ability checks for shifting.
All right, strength.
And out of my pinky finger and my pointer finger, I will fire 2 shots of Eldritch.
Alrighty. First one's a hit.
Well, but I have to do the save thing, right?
Yes. Yes, your feet have maintained. So.
Ooh, not bad.
13.
+5. And again.
Hit.
Double 13s.
Nice. The snail is like, it's as angry as a snail can get. Anything else on your turn?
Yeah, I will use my last 10 feet of movement to move 5 feet, up towards the pillar.
Okay.
And I'm done.
All right. Eldon.
Okay, well, just to keep him spinning around, I guess I can't control it yet.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, no.
Yeah.
You haven't done your spiritual weapon, but let me make sure you have access to it while you're doing everything else.
Yeah. I will attack it with my spiritual weapon. Oh, that's terrible.
All right, you should be able to control it now.
Yeah, and I will put it right there.
Okay.
Are we? Everybody, I saw other people shifting their squares, but okay.
Yeah, hold the Alt key when you do that.
The Alt key.
Yes. Or Option if you're on a Mac.
That's weird.
Okay, so an 11 is a miss.
That's a miss. Okay, and then I'm not going to move, but I will also invoke my Sacred Flame, which he has to make a dexterity save
Okie dokie.
or take 7 radiant damage.
Looks like he will be taking 7 radiant damage.
we will stay right there.
Okay. At this point, you see that he's, some cracks have shown on his shell, and he's hurt. All right. So, one second. Okay, so he's going to move. Over here. And all right, so he's going to, he's lumbering, sliding across the floor with his sliminess in range of, let's see here. Yeah, in range of Corin, who is swimming over there, and he's going to take 2 swipes at him with his pseudopod.
That hits.
All right, for 8.
I'm going to use Uncanny Dodge to make that half.
Okay. All right, I'm going to assume that.
That also hits. I should have used Uncanny Dodge there instead, but too late.
All right, so total of 17. As he smacks out with you, and he's looks like he's gesticulating to the rest of the room, as he smacks you with his noodly appendages. And that's his turn. Siona, you are up, and Corin, you are on deck.
She's doing movement calculations.
I figured.
Okay, I guess I'm swimming through here and moving to right here.
Okay.
And I will hold an attack in case he comes close.
Okay.
That's it.
Alrighty. Okie dokie. Corin, you are up. Raz, you are on deck.
How deep is this water?
12 feet.
Okay, as I am on death's door here, I'm going to once again bonus action disengage and move 1, 2, move to. Let me get my squares back. Move to there, and then I'm going to bonus action dash over. Let's see, 20, and then I'll climb up in there and finish my turn on that land.
Okay.
And that is all I can do.
Raz, you are up. Eldon, on deck.
If I move south, can I see him through the braziers and I guess those smaller braziers next?
I would think so. I would think from there you'd probably be able to see him. At least, part of him.
Okay.
I mean,
In that case,
and unless you think otherwise, I mean, you should be able to peer around the corner, right?
I think so. In that case, I'm just going to. In using my mental brain language communicated with, I'll just say, I don't know. Something vicious mockery. I'll think of something.
Okay. Whatever it was, we can assume it was very, very mocking.
Not vicious enough, though.
Not mocking nor vicious enough.
Yeah, I just couldn't get the words out. And, yeah, I'm done.
All right. You get the feeling that his opinion of you has changed a little bit. Eldon.
Okay. What? So is this thing moving through the water or across the ceiling? What?
He's moving through the water. He could be on the ceiling if he wanted to be, but he's currently scooting, cruising around on the ground.
How high is the ceiling?
20 feet. Yeah, 20 feet.
I'm sorry. I'm doing a distance calculation. And can you square him up on there? He's not all the way to the end, right?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
There.
Yeah. I'm going to, and I'm sorry I didn't do this last time. I'm going to set or drop my staff and pull out this is a bonus action, right?
To do what?
To pull out my wand of web? Or is that an action?
I mean, you can just pull it out and use it.
It's a free action, yeah. So yeah, it's
Okay. I just want to make sure I got the right one. So I'm going to cast web.
all right. So this would be your second casting of the day. Yes.
Of web?
Yeah. Didn't you cast?
Did you cast it once in the vampire room?
Yeah.
With a wand of web
Yes.
that has 7 charges.
Yeah. I mean, but we're still we're still in the same game day, so it hasn't recharged. So this is your second.
Right. Yeah. No. Okay, I'm tracking that. So where's my drawing? How did you draw a rectangle? This work? I want to go like this.
Okay. So it's 5 feet tall, 20 foot square,
And I'm intending it to be over the brazier where it will light itself on fire.
I see. I like what you're thinking. All right. So let's see here. (15-foot dexterity). Say our DC 15. 1 second. Ooh. All right, so he saved, so he's not restrained. Webs are difficult terrain. If they're not anchored between, they're going to be anchored. That's fine. Over a flat surface, they have a depth of 5 feet. Starts its turn. Failed save. It's restrained.
This is the most complicated second level spell.
I know. So, So he's not restrained. He is no longer restrained. And now at this point, he's no longer restrained at all from the web.
Well, yeah, it didn't restrain him on the actual cast, so he's not restrained. But it's difficult terrain. However, it's exposed to fire. So
Right. Yeah, and that's where I'm going down next.
Any
Only the 5-foot cube's exposed to fire.
Right. So each round, a 5-foot cube will burn away.
Okay. All right. So as of right now. All right. So he's not restrained, but let's go ahead and draw what's.
Here, let me put a. Here, this is on fire, right? Here.
Yes.
This way.
And so you're saying on the next turn,
it would probably be all the squares around it, right?
Yeah, the ones that are adjacent to it.
Yeah.
Okay, and it would go from there. I got you. All right.
So each round. Okay, and so that took. So did it take my bonus action or not take my bonus action?
I think the Wand of Web is. I think that was your bonus.
It was an action
to
do the Wand of Web, but my drawing it out over dropping my weapon, was that a free action?
Yeah, you get one free action like that a turn, to where you can.
Okay.
Like you could drop things all day long, and you can get one free action to equip something.
Okay. I essentially then have my bonus action that I can this up to 20 feet, at which I can move it around the web to here. And
well, it floats, so it could be above the web.
Yeah,
right.
I'm not worried about that one being restrained.
Yeah.
So you could you could either be adjacent where you are, or if you wanted to move it up to the next square up. Either way.
I cannot get it to center for some reason. But anyway, so yeah, right here is fine, and then I just click the button again and to attack it. And
that's a miss.
Wow, this thing is really not great on hitting it. Okay, that's my turn.
Okay. So dealing 2d fire damage to any creature that starts its turn in the fire. Okay. So he's not restrained.
But he has to roll again because he's starting his turn in the web.
Okay. All right. Okay, so he is restrained. All right, that changes things a little bit. Sorry, I too am doing calculations. 30, all right. All right, so I'm sorry, I need to look up, or I'll just ask, how do lines work? I mean, is it just a straight line, or would it be this, or would that be acceptable as a line? Where that arrow is, can y'all see that?
I mean, your call.
I think I would say it at least has to start on a tile inner corner.
So, like that?
Like that. I mean, any of the tile. I guess you could probably have it in the corners or the exact middle, because that's also
okay.
Anywhere there's two lines that match. But I'm trying to find the thing in the pictures in the DMG.
I mean, I'm thinking that would be valid, but I don't want to be. I'm trying not to be a dick.
But you're the DM. It's kind of half your job. Or is it in Xan? I think Xanathar actually has those pictures.
Yeah.
Like whatever is a line is a line. Hit us.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So, all right. So a line's a line, and I'm going by the same ruling we did for Raz, so he can see Corin right now. So he is going to spit acid at him in a line that is 30 feet long. Well, he's kind of taken some umbrage at you.
Just making sure.
All right, so that's going to be a miss. Maybe.
Oh, that's a miss.
No. Sorry, that I don't know why it's doing an attack roll. It's so let me try
Okay, so I have to roll
a DC 13
DC.
dexterity, which you will probably be fine with. But
I've been rolling 1, so. Okay, succeed in that.
all right, so half as much on a successful one.
So what was the damage?
I don't know. So 7.
I am unconscious.
Ooh, can you not uncanny out of that one?
I had 5 hit points.
Oh.
All right, so Corin is unconscious, and
Didn't have. Oh, I guess that's the line you were talking about.
yeah. All right, so he is
Can I see him?
You, I don't think you can see him right now.
No, I don't think so either.
And I think that's the snail's turn. Oh. Siona, you are up, sorry. And Corin is on deck.
I'm gonna move here.
Yes.
So you have Thorngrim on your back.
Yes.
I do. I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds at level 1, which I've never done, so I'm gotta figure out how to do it.
In 35 sessions, you've never cast Cure Wounds?
I don't think
She's
so.
a paladin of vengeance, not a paladin of
I just lay on hands. It's cheaper.
I am back to 7 health.
All right.
Like the last thing didn't happen.
And I'll move one more.
That would have been 30. That
Or
would
is
have
it
been
only-
30 feet.
Okay. Can't freaking.
I know, it's a pain in the ass.
There we go.
All right. Any bonus action?
No?
Okay, I didn't think so, but I figured I'd ask.
I know, but sometimes I feel like it's a trick question.
Oh, no,
but I don't
no.
really think I have that many bonus actions.
I really don't ask a lot of trick questions.
Wait, 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, never mind.
I am nevering my mind. All right, Corin, you are up. Raz, you are on deck.
Alright, so I'm going to put the rapier up and get my short bow out and take a shot.
All right.
That's a hit.
That is a hit.
For 6 damage. And then I'm going to... Let's see, I'm trying to figure out... So this would be... What are the rules on... Like, if I have 5 movement, I can move into a square that takes 10 movement?
Wait, say that again?
Let's say I want to move. I have 30 points of movement, and let's say it takes 20 feet to move every square. So the first square takes 20, leaving me 10. Can I move another time because I have partial, or do he have to have the... See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I thought you had to have the full.
I think you have to have the full. Did you save? Are you prone?
Yeah, forgot about that. Yeah, take the...
Let's just say I stood up before I shot. So I have 15 feet, so it doesn't matter anyways. Actually, no. I'm going to bonus action dash. That should give me 45 movement, which is enough to get right there.
But you'd still have to take a dexterity save on a dash, too.
Oh, yeah, that.
Good job.
So I'm assuming he can't see me right here.
I would say that is correct.
Okay, then I'm going to cower right there.
All right, so you are currently, what is
swimming.
It? Yeah,
treading water.
Treading water is the word I was looking for.
Bleeding everywhere.
All right. Raz, you are up. Eldon, on deck.
I will take 2 more shots with the pinky and the pointer finger.
Make it rain. Two hits. Okay.
Yeah, just making sure it was 2 hits.
Still 2 hits. Nine and 7, 16.
And I think I'll stay put for now. Yeah, okay, I'm good for now. And I will give some inspiration to Siona, actually.
All right, assuming that was it, you get the sense that the snail's attitude is starting to change a little. As you see what you can appear to be a look of worry on his face.
Oh, yes.
Well, I say that to Raz because he's got his insight there, so it's up to Raz to tell the other crew how he feels about things. I suppose I could treat that differently.
So it's me now?
Yes, you're up.
Okay. So of course we've got the it's been around, so the expansion of fire.
Yep.
Okay. And then I will reach down and tap. This is the first time I've actually used Cure Wounds. Because he's in reach. So now got 11 more hit points. And then with my bonus action, I will to move it, but the spiritual weapon will swing again.
Hey, finally you got a hit.
Remember the first time it's ever hit anything.
All right.
I did in another room.
And that is a magical weapon, I guess, by its very nature. Yeah. All right. And not that it matters. All right.
What's that?
Okay, so he is bloodied. That is your turn, yes?
10 force, and that'll be...
Okay, so first on his turn, we will see. He does not recharge. So he's looking somewhat panicked here. And
he has to save against the restraint too.
Yes, I have not forgotten about that. He just hasn't taken it yet.
Once he failed the save, he is restrained. Now it's a strength check to get out, right?
Hold on. Yes.
Starts its turn in, it has to save. Once it's saved, it remains restrained until it breaks free.
So it's got to make a strength check.
It can use its action for a strength check.
Yes. All right. So that is what he is going to do. Straight strength. So not only did he not manage to break free, he seems to have, as he tries to get away, manages to get stuck, and his pseudopods are kind of tangled up in this web at this point. But at this point he looks towards, in Raz's general direction. And he starts kind of motioning towards the door to the north. And I think that is... I think that's his turn.
Alright, we put out the fire.
I'm sorry, what was that?
We don't know how to put out the fire.
Yeah?
That's my reaction to what he was saying, whatever it might have been.
And Chris, did you say something?
You said he was mentioning towards the door?
I think he's telling us to, you're free to go.
He was motioning towards the door to the north.
The door that we need to go to? Sorry, north and south get weird on this map.
Yeah, north is to the left.
Okay.
I think it's I'm sorry I held you up. Please continue along your way.
I'm going to take you to that.
Would I have known or caught that reaction?
Well, he was looking at you. I don't know if you would have caught it or not, so why don't we do a perception check to make sure. And we'll say it's a 10. Yeah, you are all seeing today. So you see this motion and everything, and you're looking, and you get the feeling that, well, here, let's try to do it this way. I'll whisper to you.
Okay. I mean, I can't say anything yet because it's not my turn, but... Okay.
You are correct. Alright, so, Siona, you are up. You have seen all of this stuff happen. You have a door.
I saw him motion towards the door.
Yep. I mean, you're clearly, you're looking, you're in straight field of view. You see that he's stuck. You see that fire is happening towards him. What do you do?
Can I put my shield over it so it doesn't have oxygen?
She means the fire.
The fire.
Currently, the fire is kind of burning from here, this entire orange square.
Without the red square.
Yeah, without the red square.
But won't the web eventually just disintegrate? It's a web.
Yeah.
Or am I using too much logic?
No, it's good. No, it's like half the size that it was now. But on the next round, I think on Eldon, the beginning of Eldon's next round, the next 20 feet are going to catch on fire.
It's going to be 2 more rounds of burning.
Yes, and right now, with that said, on the beginning of Eldon's next turn, unless something is done, the fire is going to potentially damage the large snail. Which is, if that's your plan, we're good. If not, well, you got some thinking to do.
Is that web spell concentration?
No, and yeah. So
So, yeah, if you wanted to go to the brazier, you could probably, stamp out the fire.
I don't want to stamp in it because it's
I
poop.
mean, I meant with the shield, kind of
Okay.
Captain America, kind of put it down on there, tong, 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 tong. Yeah, if you wanted to do that I would be good with that. But that doesn't solve the...
How high off the water is the brazier?
The brazier's...
Is it flush with the water?
No, I'd say it's probably, maybe 2 feet above. The entire thing would say be about 4, maybe 4.5 feet from the floor. So we're going to say about 2.5 feet above the water
Is the
line.
web on the water?
The web is 5 feet thick, so it was. I honestly, I was envisioning it from the floor to 5 feet, so 2 feet above the water. But I didn't actually make that clear with Eldon. So Eldon, how did you envision that happening? Was it sitting on top of the water?
well, since it's really vague how the descriptions work on it. Again, we've talked about it, how complex this is, but I figured the 2 pillars and the brazier are kind of like, since they're above the water, they're kind of the support pieces. So
Okay.
this is,
All right, so we're going to say it's 5 feet above the water. So
yeah,
you've got 2 feet of water and then the webs.
yeah.
I'm good with that.
The web is concentration. So, even though it's a wand, it's still concentration. Which kind of makes a problem with the spiritual weapon.
The spiritual weapon isn't concentration, though.
Oh, okay, then never mind. So you could stop concentrating and the web would disappear.
On your turn.
You can drop concentration whenever.
Okay. Going to Valley.
Well, if the web had been on the water, I might have tried to push water at it with my shield. I don't know. I walk up to the brazier and I put my shield over it to try to stamp out the fire.
Are we certain that he's become friendly? I mean, we only have kind of an he just waved his
Okay,
hand.
I hold my turn, my action to see what the grabby does and what everybody else wants to do.
Okay.
But I'm holding an attack action, I guess.
All right. To Eldon's question, no, you do not know right now. You saw what he did. You heard the reaction. Raz has an insight. You don't know what that insight is. It's up to him if he wants to say anything about it. Sienna is holding her attack action, and Corin is up.
Okay, I'm just gonna yell. It's like, hey, Raz, you seem to have can read this guy better than the rest of us. Is he letting us pass? You can reply to this message.
Wait, was that message? So can I reply on your turn?
Yeah, I mean, you can. Talking's a free action.
Okay.
Nod your head. I don't know how. I don't know if there's really a bunch of rules with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just put both. I'll put both my hands out in sort of a, whoa, let's all chill. Hold the F up.
All right. So with that response, Corin, what do you do?
I will swim and climb back up on the stairs. Get to there. Knock an arrow and ready an action to if he looks aggressive, shoot. But otherwise, I will not point my bow at him.
Okay. He looks aggressive.
Like if I see him raiding an acid spit or coming at us or anything
Yep.
anything I might possibly interpret as an aggressive action.
Yep. On it. Raz.
I will walk north slowly towards the snail, about 10 feet, and I'll cast Mage. And I will, with whatever capacity the hand will hold, I will start scooping out handfuls of water from the ground and then apply it over the brazier, attempting to put the flame out.
The brazier doesn't matter. It's the web to the north of it that's on fire.
Yeah, the web is on fire, moving, and the flames are moving towards him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Okay.
you can tell me to stop concentrating, I guess, if you really want to free him from the web.
I probably don't know the abilities of your own spell, so I'm just attempting to do. I mean, realistically, I'm just like, hey,
no,
okay,
yeah.
let's help. So just the nearest source of flame, whether it's the brazier, whether it's the near side of the web, I'm just attempting to put it out.
Okay. All right, so we'll say that you can extinguish 1 square of fire, of 1 5-foot square. So, which one did you want to do?
Whichever one's closest to me.
That one?
Sure.
Okay. All right. You see, obviously the snail is reacting to see, to your benevolent action.
Seeing this, I will just drop my concentration on the web, on the.
Okay.
And I'm done.
All right.
Well, wait a minute. That's kind of confused me about that spell. So what happens when I drop concentration? Does the web just fall away?
It disappears as if the duration ran out.
And has no more substance?
It is a conjured web. I guess so.
I would think it would go away. Then I'm really beginning to hate this spell.
I like it and I hate it at the same time.
It's kind of like sleep.
By the time we're level 8 or so, we'll have figured out the mechanics of this one.
Yeah.
And then they'll do some sage advice and screw it all up.
Right. Yeah, so it dissipates then as he starts throwing water on it.
Okay, so it has dissipated before your turn.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, Raz, before the end of your turn, do you want to say anything else, or?
Well, I probably... No. I didn't have the force.
Okay. All right, so the web has dropped, and such the threat of the fire has also gone out. The brazier is still smoldering in whatever stage of fire it's in, and you are up, Eldon.
So are you deleting those for me?
Yes, or at least trying to.
No, I was clicking as well, so that probably messed you up. But okay. So I will ready an action with the wand of web. If it moves hostile, I will cast another web over it.
Okay. All right. So all of you are bowed up and ready to go. I like it.
Never mind.
No, go ahead. What you got?
No, because my spiritual weapon's just sitting there too. It's like, can I ready both of those things?
No.
No, I'm pretty sure.
Because you can't. There's the spiritual's a bonus action.
Yeah, I got. So my bonus action, I will move the spiritual weapon to here, just to show that we're backing off of. And then I'm done.
Okay. Okay. So the snail looks at everything and is very tentative and kind of looks as much as a snail can look sheepishly. Snails into te cuse te coeto. And he motions towards the door, and he's going to move towards it, towards the edge of the moat here. And at that point, he faces the door to the north, and I'm going to stretch this out. He kind of stretches himself out across the, and of course it's not going to let me do it, as kind of like a bridge across it. And you can see by his actions he's trying to, it looks like he's creating somewhat of a bridge across the moat. And he takes no other aggressive stance towards you, and it looks like his turn is over. So Siona, you are up, and what do y'all want to do? Do y'all want to trust him? Do you want to end combat? Do you want to, what do you want to do?
My instinct would be to end combat. I don't know what everybody else wants to do.
Yes, I will put my bow back, unlock the arrow.
I'll sheath my sword
Okay.
and hoist Thungrim higher onto my back.
He needs a bath anyways.
All right.
And start moving in that direction.
Okay. So we're going to move that way. For flavor and everything, y'all have kind of left Eldon kind of over there.
Like stick my toe in and
I can be right here and pull you once you get close.
fall in and dog paddle my way across. Of course, I'm 2 feet deep means that I have a whole foot and 4 inches above the water when I'm walking.
Which I think
it's enough for your head.
Yeah, the mental image of this gnome trying to kind of, I see him kind of tippy-toeing through the water. It's like, this sucks.
Trying not to slip. I could almost swim easier than trying to walk through this. It's so deep.
Well, yeah, because it's 3 feet to walk and 2 feet to swim.
Oh, as I cross this guy, I give him like 3 points lay on hands because I feel bad.
Oh, well, good for you. Let's see here. All right, so y'all have made it across there, and so I assume Raz is coming along.
Yep.
All right. So as y'all make it to you're in the little area right in front of the door there.
How am I underneath him? Come on.
There you go. There you go. So he has led you across there, and again, it's another brass door. Is it brass or stone? Whatever. We'll call it.
Either way, I open it up.
Yeah. All right. So door's open. 1 second. Okay. So you open up this to a passageway that is slime covered around the walls and everything. And in the center there, you see a stream of water trickling trickling down the hallway. As you start moving forward, and we're going to say that Eldon is in the doorway, the snail kind of puts himself back up, squeezes back together here, and starts guiding you, or kind of leading the way up this passage, kind of motioning you forward.
Okay, well, I'm going to follow him.
So, party will follow him, right?
Yeah. Alright, so let me know where y'all's characters end up.
Whenever I hold Alt, what it does is move one pixel at a time.
At this point, the snail looks at you and points towards this door that's to the south of this room, and scoots as fast as he can through you back down the hallway and through the door, and kind of dives back into the moat, and you hear a distant splash as you assume that he takes cover into the moat. So, as you're close there, you see this door, and there's condensation on the walls and the door, the ceiling. Some of that is dripping down on you. You're kind of getting, a little wet. Small little internal drizzle, not too much. A quiet sound of dripping and splashing echoes through the corridor. You see that this door is tightly sealed and appears to be warped outward towards you, or wedged shut. And the door's hinges are mounted on this side of the door, so you can see right here that you can see the door hinges. You can see a little bit of water kind of coming out here, and you see that it looks like this door is kind of wedged shut. So what do you want to do?
I want to go up to the door and put my ear to it and listen to it.
All right. So what you end up hearing is a slight gurgling, a little slight splashing sound. A slight splashing sound coming through the door.
Do you want me to open this door up?
I mean,
Are we ready for me to open this door up?
Sure.
is there anything to hold on to in the hallway in case we need to hold on to things?
Well, I don't trust this door, so I'm going to take the movable rod back out and hold it about a foot from the door and activate it so the door can only open up a little bit. And then I'm going to open the door that little bit.
Okay. So, that said, I'm going to need you to roll a strength check.
I should just go ahead and say I failed that already.
I figured, but you never...
Yeah, I failed it.
You never know. All right, so the door doesn't budge.
All right, well, somebody who's actually done some upper body workout, you want to come open this door?
Okay.
And so, again, you might also, if you don't want to do that, you could also deal with, maybe, there are The hinges are there. You could maybe do something with them.
When you say wedged shut, it's wedged shut like as if something from the inside is pushing up against.
Oh, I didn't roll great.
But the door did seem to move a little bit. Maybe one more chance at it, or
It was opening towards us, right?
yes.
Something that guidance helps. Sorry.
Yes, it would have been.
Yeah, so let me offer guidance.
I mean, are you helping?
Well, no, I
Yeah.
have my guidance spell.
Somebody can just help.
Let's say I was helping.
Okay.
Don't use.
All right. So, yeah, we're going to say that you're helping. All right. So, based on where everybody is and based on where the immovable rod is. All right. So, as you sit there and you open that door, you pull on it, you hit that, and you are able to open. You're able to break free of that the thing that's wedging the door shut, and it smacks open directly into the immovable rod, and it's opening towards the wall. So the way I envision it is it's opened here, and it's got a little on this side. It would be the bottom side of the door, and so you've got this little 2 foot, maybe 3 foot gap, maybe not, we'll say it's a 2 foot gap that opens up and breaks free of this water that starts rushing in, and since the door is still shut, it's acting like a friggin' jet of water that sits out there and splashes. It gets Siona right in the, she just takes it full force. And it hits her, and as such, also gets Eldon because this water is forcing its way down towards the western part of this. So you two, as you're getting hit with that, I want y'all to roll me a strength saving throw, and this water is going to hit you with bludgeoning damage.
Oh, wonderful! My -1 is so great.
So y'all take 4 damage bludgeoning from the water, the force of the water. And at that point, you guys are knocked. You're knocked down, and you are washed along the passage towards the north. This is
save, or if we don't.
Would I go very far? Because it's me and Thon.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say you're probably going to hit, you'll get stuck probably right here at the corner. Eldon, on the other hand, is going to be washed all the way back down here and dunked into the water here due to the force of the water. Corin's fine because he's stuck behind the immovable rod and all the water is going right south of him. Raz, roll me a... since you were that far down, you can roll me either a strength or a dexterity save at DC 15. All right, so you manage to you manage to not take any damage, but you are washed back down to the doorway here by this wall of water that is just gushing down here. So the water is continually gushing through this right now.
Is it coming from the whole door, or like halfway up the door?
It's coming from the whole door at the moment.
So is the room that I'm now back in filling up?
You see water. I mean, water's coming in, and it's not necessarily filling up. I mean, it's rising. It's rising maybe a couple of inches, which for you might matter, but I don't think it's any more dangerous than it already was.
All right, and so do I notice the snail?
You catch a glimpse of the of the pale green glow coming from the western part of the room here. Say down about here, but it looks like he's completely underwater. It doesn't appear like he's coming or doing anything.
I mean, I'm going to swim my way back up on the stairs at least.
Okay.
Cover myself.
All right. So the water is continually sitting there, or not sitting there, but it's rushing out. So I'd say, Siona, you were, kind of still taking a good chunk of water here. What do you do about that?
Move around.
Can I reach down and give her a hand and pull her to the...
Absolutely.
That works.
I'm also going to pull a rope out of my backpack and just kind of throw it into the water so that it runs downstream to them to grab. And I'm going to hold the other.
Okay.
50-foot rope.
I mean, that should work. All right, so this water is, sitting there. You guys, I'm assuming Raz grabs hold of the rope.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So, do you want to do anything about the water? You would, Corin, roll me a perception check, please. Okay. After about, we're going to say after about 5 minutes, the initial thrust of the water seems to have, it looks like it's dying down a little bit. It's still rushing out a good bit, but it's not as that immediate, like the immediate force of it pushing through and everything has dwindled down a little bit.
So I'm able to walk up, fight, or trudge my way upstream to get to Raz's rope.
Yeah, I would say you're able to trudge your way back up to it. I mean, there's still a good bit of water coming down, but as you make your way up there, we're going to say about 15 minutes pass, and the water finally starts. It's lowering, the amount of water is lowering down the door, and we'll say about 3 feet. It's still kind of coming out, but it's the water level has definitely lowered. So wherever this water is coming from, it looks like it's dissipating and running downstream to the snail's area.
So is the water still coming out of the whole door, though?
Yeah, and we'll say, looks like about another 10 minutes. So we'll say grand total about 30 minutes has passed, and finally the water is just kind of gone. It's still leaves a little bit of that water central to the thing there, but it looks like it's not coming out anymore.
Okay, then I will take the rod back and then open the door.
Okay. Okay. So, hang on. So you enter into this room that looks, like it was. If you're looking at the walls and everything, the ceiling was say 30, maybe 40 feet tall in this particular room. But you see the water line hit about 25, 30 feet up in the air. The remainder of this 20-foot cube room just has the remnants of the water as it's making its way out of the room. It looks like you guys have opened the plug of this particular room. But the water's gone, and you see a series of stairs leading up to another door there.
Okay.
And there's water coming from behind that door too.
Yeah, there's a little water just kind of trickling, a small stream of water trickling underneath there. But
Does it have that same issue of the hinges and the whatnot?
No. As a matter of fact, it does not. It just seems like there's a small stream of water, but it doesn't seem to be impacting the door at all.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go up there and again put my ear to it.
Okay. Well, you don't hear anything.
I have water in my ear. All right, guys. What do we do? Keep going.
We gotta find a way out of this place. We're still seeing now. This room was mostly full of water,
Yes.
but we're still seeing that green, the gas in this room.
Yes, you still are still seeing that amber-colored gas through here. And speaking of which, not that you reminded me of it, but it's been about an hour since you guys have been in here. So let's see what happens with the poison gas. You each take 4 damage from the poison gas.
There's no save on that.
Nope, I do not believe so. But I will double check one more time. It has been a couple of weeks.
Thomgrim had like a poison.
Yes,
Thongrim.
Good night.
Yeah, Thongrim would take half.
Good night.
I will take care of that for him.
So it is just a poison, so we don't get to save against poison.
Yes, there is no save against it.
Damage.
All right. Well, you guys get where you want to get, and I'll try to open this door. All right. I'm opening the door.
Kind of like hiding behind the.
All right. The door opens and revealing where did I go? Sorry, my map went away. All right.
I want to, I guess, peek down.
All right, hang
I'm
on.
gonna go and just say, whenever we're in these rooms like this, I have dancing lights up.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna spread them out down that corridor, and see if I see anything.
Yeah, so this hall is just strewn with mud and flotsam. There's water accumulating in the center of the corridor, and it is flowing westward towards where you guys are. And as it turns north, you see that water was flowing that direction. So if you turned around and looked at the door, you notice that there was a handle on the opposite side of there with a keyhole, but obviously the door just opened up fairly easily for you. 1 second. So as you enter the hallway, you also see what appears to be a small little hatchway that has kind of broken open directly in front of the door that you've just opened.
Okay, so if I go over here and look in, can I see anything in it?
Yeah, if you peer in there, and I'm assuming that you're sending a dancing light down there.
Of course.
So you see a long, narrow passageway that has water beating up along the walls. It's a low 5-foot ceiling. And it's just a cramped, dank space that goes several tens of feet south, and it takes a bend towards the west.
Looks like a gnome corridor to me. Do we want to explore that, or do we want to keep going east?
I'm talking about during the mute. So does it look like is it inclined at all, or is it level? So we went...
It would be level.
Okay, because I'm trying to think. We fell in, a little while ago. We fell into that first room. Then we just went... From there, we went down some stairs, down some stairs, up some more stairs. So we're about even with the original room now. And I was just wondering, so if it looks level, does it look like it goes... Is there any sign that it goes up as a way out?
No, it appears level to where you are. It does not appear to be inclining or declining. And if I'm looking at the map correctly, you would be lower than you were when you fell in your present state. But higher than you were when you're dealing with the snail.
Okay, and that's 60 feet down there. So you can just see the end of it.
Okay. So...
Or I see the end of it. You sent a dancing light up there, so I see the core easily then, right? I can go up there and look around the corner. That seems like the place we want to... Looks like a way out.
Yeah. So how much time...
I'm asking the rest of the group if they think I should head up there. Or...
If nothing else, we should just make sure there's nothing down there that's going to come chasing after us.
Well, yeah, I'm concerned about that too. So I want, I guess having some backup.
And I can follow you. How tall was it? 5 feet?
5 feet.
Yeah, I'm going to have to crouch down to go in there, but
I'm just walking along like normal. I mean, I just want to go just up to the edge and peer around the corner.
Okay.
Stay a few feet back.
So you see that the corridor goes towards the west, and it ends... it looks like it's blocked by something. You do see some light kind of coming out from around some edges, but it appears to be blocked off a little bit.
I had a really good sense of direction and idea of... So it goes... I just see it ended a wall.
What comes out behind that statue we were looking at earlier?
Well, I guess from inside we probably wouldn't necessarily be able to truly identify that, right? It just looks like a dead end.
Yeah.
Well, I'll pass that back. It looks like a dead end there, unless there's some sort of, way to get a passage to it.
Actually, that's just a way to skip all the other stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Hey, guess what? It was a shortcut.
Hooray! No.
And there was much rejoicing.
There was... Yeah, it's great.
The next statue will not go unmolested.
And that one will kill you.
Yeah. Great.
All right, so Raz, what's going on in your brain there? What you thinking about?
Just following the group north or east, whatever.
Yes, that way, northish.
Curse this map maker for not rotating this map.
Uh,
I'll take this in the Photoshop, take that compass, and just rotate it 90 degrees.
Oh,
Alright, so, again, ear to the door.
yeah, you like my secret whispering there. Okay, so we are at a door that is heading towards the east.
Anything special about it before I listen to it?
No, it's just another bronzish door that's here.
Alright, then ear to the door.
Okay, well, you hear all the things from within the chamber ahead of you. You hear a faint, melodious sound coming from ahead. It is difficult to tell whether it's someone singing or just the echoing of dripping water within a great cavern.
Alright, I relay that information that I can't tell the difference between dripping water and singing. So, I'm going to open the door.
Okay.
I'm gonna back up and brace myself against the.
All right, so tell me, how are you opening said door?
Well, I'm assuming there's some sort of handle on the door, or it opens the other direction.
Okay.
Is there handles on it, or does it look like it pushes outward?
Oh, no. Okay, let me, what's your attitude behind opening the door? Are you, you're just going like, ha, or cautious? Okay.
Cautious.
That's what I meant. I'm sorry. 1 second. Okay, so the room ahead is lit by a soft light, revealing a section of rocky beach. Beyond the beach is a pool of glowing water, filling half the room and framed by a crystal cavern. Green fronds can be seen in the pool. Light seems to flow from everywhere, from the pool and the walls glistening like soft moonlight. On the far side of the pool is a set of doors carved with a sun symbol. And as you approach and as you open the door quietly, you catch a glimpse of what appears to be a young woman sitting on the beach in front of the crystalline pool. She seems young, slim, with long golden hair and pale white skin. She radiates with a soft silvery light even through her shawl, white as the froth of the waves. She's singing a strange melody in an unrecognizable language. And after finishing her song, she enters the water in a long, arching dive. So you guys see you see this young woman as she dives in, and she's kind of swimming around in the water there, and I'm trying to figure out how to show her to you. 1 second. And so she is, I'm on the wrong layer. She's over here swimming in this lake. Okay, so what do you do? So
I say, hey Raz, it looks like you've got someone to go talk to.
So I'll step into the room and take a look. Does she look humanoid? Is she dressed?
She is dressed in a what appears to be a thin white shawl-like dress. Let's see here. Roll me a perception check.
You're checking her out a little too much.
Again, you see all the things, and as she's swimming, you do notice that she appears to be humanoid, but not necessarily human. Let's see. Yeah, you notice that she is somewhat, not mermaidish, but you would look at it, from, I would say from your background's perspective, you have never encountered one of these creatures, but you'd seen it in books before and heard stories of these creatures like nereids and mermaids, and this the way she looks kind of, reminds you of pictures of these things that you've seen in the past.
So, without approaching any closer, I just, present a smile on my face, and I will say, "Oh, hello. I'm sorry. We don't mean to disturb your swim this good day, but I fear we're in a bit of a bind at the moment, and we must be going. If you don't mind, could we go for a little swim ourselves and perhaps open those doors behind you?" And I should say, I will say that verbally and in common.
Okay. All right, hang on. So you said that out loud where she could hear you, yes?
Correct.
Okay. All right, just making sure. So as she's swimming, she looks at and turns around and goes and looks right at you. And I had completely forgotten what you just said, so say it again so I can respond. What did?
Well, I just said, we don't mean to disturb your.
I'm gonna use
swim.
Divine Sense while he's doing this.
Okay. So tell me again.
We don't mean to disturb your swim. We're in a bit of a pickle, and we need to be going. If you don't mind, we're just going to go for a swim ourselves and get through that door behind.
Oh, okay. And she looks at you with a, looks at you and went, well, by all means, come on in. The water's fine. So let's see. Siona is.
Because those chimes, only the evil thing hears those.
Aha.
By the way, it gives them disadvantage.
All right. Well, and that allows you to detect things, right? Yeah. You
Divine Sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So you definitely smell something. And you smell something noxious.
Is it a celestial fiend or undead?
No.
Okay. I just know it's evil.
Yes.
Okay.
So I turn around and with a smile look at Siona and just give a big thumbs up.
And I thumbs down.
Subtle.
Like double thumbs down.
You see this woman, She's beckoning you. Come, yes. Please, it's
But
been so long
I'd be
since I've...
behind his back. I'm directly behind him. She can't see me.
Oh, double thumbs down, like dive, like descend. Okay, so I go,
No,
I dive
no.
him. Okay.
It's been so long since I've seen anybody. Please, please come into the water.
I put on my
Just got out.
regulator, adjust my oxygen tank.
All right, well, let's give it a whirl. I think we can wrap this up. And
So do I get a sense when I look down this hall that I know where that door leads?
you could, yeah, roll me a perception check. Let's see if Eldon knows his way around.
Well, especially after finding that other past.
I would say that Siona would probably get a much better sense immediately once she looks around and sees that hallway.
Okay, and
Yes.
of course I guidance myself for that, so I get a 1.
Yeah.
Which was so much help.
It was. So you would get the sense that, hey, this might be leading back towards that the doorway to the south looks like it might be leading back to the way we came. And I'm just envisioning this. You haven't said anything, but if you speak up to Siona, she'd probably look at you and like, yeah, I knew that.
I would basically say, are we walking in circles?
I mean, kinda. We need to get through that door behind her.
It seems to be the only place we haven't gone in a different direction. Then.
Yes, and I will refresh your memory. You guys did try to come through that door, but there was a lot of sand and silt and all that kind of stuff that was blocking that door from being opened.
This door?
Yes, that one.
I thought when we walked into that room, the station dude or whatever he was, they said not to go that way, and we ended up avoiding that.
Oh.
Went east.
No,
and
we
then
tried.
No,
we
you
came back. We couldn't go through the north door, so we ended up having to go west.
Yeah, they were they never told you to go north, but I do remember you guys trying to do something with it. Either that or I read it wrong, and I'm just whatever.
The first time in there, we were kind of told not to go north, so we went, or no, we were directed east.
Yes,
So we went east because we were supposed to go through that stairway that's collapsed. We came back down. We tried to go north. We couldn't get the door open, so then we went west.
Okay.
Okay.
Taking the long way around.
All right, so y'all are sitting here. Y'all are looking at this lovely young waif in the pool here. What do you do?
Do we know what this dotted line is? Do we see any feature?
Do you see that? We'll say that you do notice that the water seems to be a little lighter color blue over that area, but where she's swimming seems to be fairly deep. And she's still sitting there going, "Come, young sir," beckoning towards Raz. And let's see, she's trying to persuade him ever so. Let's see. Let's see what she does here. It's just going to be a straight. She's going to try to persuade Raz to get into the water through her words and action. So she's sitting there. She's like, "Come on in."
Was that the check you were going for? I'm not sure what you were doing.
Yeah, was it insight or was it yeah, I'd say insight. Sure, let's go with insight. So she's trying to persuade you to come on in and using her feminine wiles. Come on in.
I think about it, and had I actually not seen Siona give me the thumbs down, I probably would have done it, but instead I'll just I won't move back, but I'll stay where I am.
Okay. Well, I mean, and you did look at Siona, so I mean that's still valid. Because you were turning around. If I heard what you said, turn around like that whole like, "Hey guys, thumbs up. She seems cool."
Can I ask something about my horse?
Yes.
So I can telepathically communicate with it up to a mile. Is it within range?
You can summon it, can't you?
No, only if I dismiss it and then resummon it.
Oh.
Yes.
Can it sense where I am if I talk to it? Okay, Dazzle, are you okay? Can you find me? Can you come in this direction?
I don't know.
Because I think it works like a familiar, kind of. And don't familiars know where you are?
Or if you can start digging into the ground to come save us.
No, I don't. I just want it, even if it stays above ground, I just want it to be where we are.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes. I do. I mean, because I think Quinn could speak with Hoot Hoot telepathically and kind of say, "This is where I am." Does it know?
Because we can actually talk back and forth. Like it just says.
Yeah, I mean, so you'd be able to. You can see through his eyes, right?
No.
No.
That is not.
Okay.
That is not how it works.
All right. So, how about we do it like this? Because I'm not really sure how it would go. You are within range, but I'm not sure it knows where you are.
Okay.
But it is within range.
I want to start with... Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
Oh. Go ahead and resolve it. I thought you were...
No, I am. Because I have to figure out whether he can sense me or not.
Because I want to start kind of working around the outside of the room towards here.
Okay.
To see what it's going to take to get to that door.
She swims a little closer to that side of the room. So there you go. So she sees you kind of moving over to the southern wall. She swims a little over to that direction.
And can I start to see now that lighter blue color?
Yeah, you get close to it and you're like, yeah.
More shallow?
Yeah, you can see that it's a little shallower. You don't get an exact gauge, but it seems to be close to the same, the same depth as that water that you were in the center of that last room with the snail.
Seems shallower along the walls, guys. We're already wet.
Woo! Secrets.
Wrong initiative, or you just messed that up?
Nah, I just messed that up. Honestly, I did just mess that up. So she's sitting there, she's swimming there, she's still trying to but persuade Raz to get into the water. You get a good feeling that the way to go is through the sun embossed door to the east. So what do you do?
So when she moved over, do I get the sense that she's kind of trying to stay in between us and the door?
Yes.
Right.
I will speak in my eldritch tone. That's a nice try, but I'm afraid not. Why don't you tell us what you really want?
So she looks at you. No, wait, now, okay. The first thing you said when you walked in the room, you spoke out loud, right?
I did, and now I'm speaking telepathically.
Okay. Okay, so she looks at you, and
But still smiling at her.
yeah. She looks at you and she smiles and she's like, I want nothing more than to please my master.
Out loud, and who would that be?
Oh, you haven't heard of him? I figured everybody who came through these tunnels had heard of my master Zatzalaha. And she kind of giggles.
What was that? Fettuccine Alfredo?
Yes.
Can you spell that?
Fettuccine Alfredo. Yes, it's been a month since we've had that word come out. Hold on just a second. Zatzalaha.
Is that the name of the dude in the crypt we just fought? Just like 3 months ago?
No, the guy in the crypt that you fought was Tlokes Papalokas. Lots of fun names in this tomb. Yes, I wish nothing more than to serve him and take up small little trinkets and treasures from those who me and my pet take on.
No, I'm afraid I have never heard that name before. Tell
Why should I tell you? It's not like you're going to make it past me. As she starts swimming around and playing coy with you.
So, can you say that one more time? I'm sorry.
Why should I tell you about him? It's not like you're going to make it past me. And she starts swimming around coyfully in the water. But my master has been very good to me, and so long as I continue to protect this temple, as long as I continue to serve him, he treats me very well.
We're just trying to leave.
Well, I can help you with that. Or at least make it to where you won't care if you're here or not. Right. So okay. So what else?
You know what would be really cool if, and I'm start giving the enchantment in my brain and channeling towards her. I think it would be really cool if you just let us through, and then we could let you swim in peace. Like a suggestion.
I like it. What's the DC on that guy? All right. Oh, damn.
And not knowing if it worked or not, I step a little bit closer to.
So, let you leave. Oh, that's sweet. and she starts starts to wave her hands, and the waters around her begin to heave and boil, and this watery form of, yes, hang on, yes, so the watery form of a human with an elephantine head, wearing an elaborate headdress and holding up a trident, rises up out of the water and comes darting at Raziel. And it and strikes right at you. And Raz, make a DC 13 strength saving throw, please. And this will take us into initiative. Alright, so on a failed save, on a successful you take half as much damage, and you are not pushed back. So let's see. That's not right. That's right.
So half of that.
Yes, so half of that.
I'm looking pretty rough.
So this wall of water, this humanoid figure of water with this elephant head, like it's like a watery big owl's coming at you with this trident, just whoosh, and just splashes all around you as the water crushes you. You stand your ground, but the water hits there, and heads towards the door towards the west. Corin just gets soaked by this water. Thangram is not there because he is somewhere else. Why can't I move anybody? I'm on the wrong layer. So Corin is currently wet. Raz has just has taken damage. And let's see. She comes up into initiative. As this water was boiling up, she calls out into the chamber, and she calls, "Okay, come to me, Shak! Come to me now!" And as the water is boiling and heaving around her from this water lash, you see from the other side of the pool, the northern side, this giant eel-like creature surfaces from the water. All right. So Alright, so we are now in initiative. That said, do you think it is 9:15? Do you think you guys can do this in 15 minutes?
Assuming we're not all dead in 5.
That's what I was thinking.
I mean, we might do as long as we actually take turns quickly. So no web skills.
So no, that's not possible.
So no websicles, yeah.
Yeah. I'm willing to go for a little bit if y'all want to.
I say we
can
call
do a
it.
round. Okay, that's fine.
I say we just go ahead and call it because we haven't done anything yet.
Okay, that works for me. So we will leave the turn order here. Eldon is going to be up first. And you know what? Just for grins, because we don't know what's going to happen with Thangram next week, Let me go ahead and throw initiative on him, just in case.
He falls off Siona's back and wakes up.
Or he could just wake up and one of us could control him.
Actually,
Yeah,
you know
actually gonna need him.
I actually have a note. I was supposed to do something with him the last time. And it just missed. He did not wake up the last hour. Okay, so there we go. Okay, this will be a good place to stop here. We got the initiative. We'll see what happens. Yeah, you guys might need him. We'll see what happens here. So I think we're good. I think everybody said they're good for next week, with the exception of Ash, who is questionable.
Yeah,
We'll be here.
All right. Well, this was fun. I'm glad to be back.